People who have survived being kidnapped. What happened? What's your story?
Hey Reddit. I'm sharing this post to recount the chilling details of my kidnapping experience and the harrowing escape that followed. Brace yourselves, because this is a story straight out of a nightmare. My intention in sharing this is to shed light on the dark reality of kidnapping and remind everyone to be aware of their surroundings at all times. It was a cold winter's night, a year ago, when my life took an unimaginable turn. I had just finished my late shift and was walking to my car in a dimly lit parking lot. A wave of unease washed over me as I noticed a suspicious van lurking nearby, its engine humming ominously. I should have trusted my gut instinct and turned back, but fate had other plans. Before I could react, two masked figures lunged at me, overpowering me with surprising strength. The world spun into chaos as they blindfolded and gagged me, throwing me into the back of the van. Panic coursed through my veins as I realized the depth of my predicament. Inside the van, their voices, dripping with menace, filled the air. They made it clear that I was nothing more than a commodity, demanding an exorbitant ransom from my family. They warned that any attempts to escape or seek help would result in severe consequences, both for me and my loved ones. My mind raced, trying to come up with a plan to survive. Days turned into a never-ending nightmare as I languished in captivity. I was confined to a small, windowless room, my blindfold never removed. The kidnappers, ever watchful, only appeared sporadically to provide me with meager rations of food and water. The darkness and despair threatened to consume me. I've lost all hope at this point. In the midst of my captivity, I listened intently to every sound, desperate for any clue that could aid in my escape. One day, amidst the muffled footsteps and whispered conversations, I detected a change. The van came to a halt, and the kidnappers seemed distracted. It was a rare moment of vulnerability. Summoning whatever courage I thought I lost, I mustered the strength to loosen the blindfold ever so slightly. Through the slits, I caught a glimpse of my surroundings: abandoned buildings, unkempt streets, a bleak industrial landscape. It wasn't much, but it fueled my determination to break free. Opportunity knocked on the door when my captors left the room, albeit briefly. My heart pounding, I slowly moved my bound hands, feeling for any weakness in my prison. To my surprise, I discovered a loose panel on the wall. It was my only chance. Over the course of several agonizing nights, I managed to pry open the panel with a jagged shard of metal I had found. Each attempt was nerve-wracking, fearing the slightest noise would give away my secret endeavor. Painstakingly, I carved an escape route, inch by agonizing inch, knowing that discovery meant certain death. Finally, the day arrived when I deemed my passage wide enough to squeeze through. With trepidation, I slipped out into the night, desperate to elude my captors. The world outside was a blur of shadows and uncertainty. Every sound sent shivers down my spine as I ran, heart pounding, through the maze of desolation. Eventually, by some miracle, I stumbled upon a weary gas station. Breathless and disheveled, I managed to communicate my dire situation to the attendant, who promptly contacted the authorities. The police arrived, and a grueling investigation was launched to dismantle the twisted network responsible for my abduction. The investigation that followed was a long and arduous process. The police painstakingly pieced together evidence, interviewed witnesses, and tracked down any lead that could potentially unveil the identity of my captors. It became apparent that this was not an isolated incident but part of a larger criminal organization involved in human trafficking. Months went by, and the relentless pursuit of justice continued. I provided any information I could recall about the van, the voices I heard, and any distinguishing features of the kidnappers. The police combed through surveillance footage, analyzed phone records, and collaborated with international law enforcement agencies to uncover the truth. Finally, a breakthrough came when an undercover operation led to the arrest of several key members of the criminal syndicate. The subsequent interrogations revealed the extent of their operations, the pain they had inflicted on countless others, and their callous disregard for human life. While the main perpetrators were brought to justice, the traumatic effects of my ordeal lingered. The scars, both physical and emotional, ran deep. Nightmares haunted my sleep, and trust became an elusive concept. But with the help of therapy and the support of loved ones, I slowly began the process of healing and reclaiming my life. To this day, I remain vigilant, knowing that the world can be a dark and dangerous place. But I refuse to let fear define me. My survival is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the indomitable will to live. I share my story not for sympathy or praise but to shed light on the reality that kidnappings happen, and they shatter lives in unimaginable ways.
Hey Reddit. I'm sharing this post to shed light on the harrowing experience I endured at the hands of the Venezuelan government. Brace yourselves for a chilling tale that unveils the depths of corruption, abuse of power, and the lack of accountability. By recounting the intricate details of my nightmare, I hope to raise awareness, inspire empathy, and foster change. It all began innocently enough, as I embarked on a trip to Venezuela to visit a friend. Little did I know that this seemingly ordinary visit would plunge me into a world of political intrigue and unimaginable danger. Unbeknownst to me, certain individuals within the Venezuelan government had concocted a twisted conspiracy, believing I possessed crucial information that could expose their deep-rooted corruption and illicit activities. One fateful evening, my life took a dark turn as I was suddenly snatched away by a group of masked individuals. They identified themselves as government agents, yet their actions spoke volumes about the depths of their depravity. The world blurred as they blindfolded me, gagged my cries for help, and restrained me, rendering me completely powerless in their grip. My heart raced as fear gripped every fiber of my being. I was thrust into an abyss of uncertainty, where the boundary between reality and nightmare dissolved. Each passing moment became a testament to the horrors that awaited me. Days stretched into an agonizing eternity as I languished in a clandestine detention facility, hidden away from the prying eyes of the outside world. The room I was confined to exuded a chilling dampness that seeped into my bones. The stench of decay and despair hung heavy in the air, intensifying my sense of hopelessness. Torture became an inescapable part of my daily existence. They sought to extract the supposed incriminating information they believed I possessed, employing unspeakable acts of physical and psychological torment. Every ounce of strength within me was tested as I endured their sadistic methods. Blows rained upon my vulnerable body, leaving behind a tapestry of bruises and welts. The crackling sound of electric currents reverberated through the room as they wielded it as a weapon against my fragile resolve. Sleep deprivation became a cruel companion, depriving me of rest and fueling the never-ending cycle of pain and anguish. But amidst the relentless horror, a flicker of humanity emerged from the shadows. A guard, tormented by the weight of his conscience, risked his own safety to offer me glimpses of information. In hushed whispers, he revealed the inner workings of the Venezuelan government, the intricate web of corruption that shielded the guilty, and the chilling impunity with which they operated. Time became a distorted concept within those suffocating walls, but one day, an unexpected turn of events shattered the monotony. The interrogators, fueled by mounting frustration and my persistent refusal to provide the non-existent information they sought, made a chilling discovery. They realized their assumption had been gravely mistaken. I held no secrets, no damning evidence to bring them down. They abruptly released me, without explanation or apology. I emerged from that dark abyss, bearing the physical and emotional scars of my torment. The weight of injustice bore down upon me, knowing that the perpetrators who had inflicted unspeakable acts upon me would face no consequences for their heinous crimes. The journey home was fraught with danger and uncertainty. With no assistance from the authorities, I relied on the underground network of activists and human rights defenders. Through their courageous efforts, I managed to secure a safe passage out of Venezuela, hidden amidst the shadows of secrecy and fear. Finally free from the clutches of my tormentors, I emerged into a world that felt both familiar and alien. The scars of my ordeal ran deep, manifesting not only on my body but also in the depths of my soul. The road to recovery would be a long and arduous one, but I was determined to reclaim my life and find solace in the embrace of my loved ones. As I reunited with my family and friends, the weight of the unspeakable horrors I had endured became palpable. Words failed to capture the magnitude of my experiences, but the love and support that surrounded me provided a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. Their unwavering presence and empathy served as a beacon of light, guiding me through the harrowing process of healing. After my release, I made the difficult decision to leave Venezuela behind and return to my home country, Canada. The familiar sights and sounds brought a semblance of comfort, offering a sanctuary where I could begin the arduous journey of rebuilding my life. In the 7 years that followed after that incident, I sought solace in the embrace of my loved ones. Their unwavering support provided a much-needed lifeline as I navigated the complexities of healing and recovery. They listened to my darkest moments, held me when the nightmares became overwhelming, and offered a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos that had consumed my existence. To help me regain a sense of stability and purpose, I pursued a career completely unrelated to the horrors I had experienced in Venezuela. Drawing upon my passion for art and creativity, I found solace in the world of graphic design. The process of transforming ideas into visual masterpieces became a therapeutic outlet, allowing me to channel my emotions and reclaim a sense of control over my life. As I honed my skills and immersed myself in the industry, I discovered that my experiences had shaped me into a compassionate and empathetic designer. I became deeply committed to using my creative talents to amplify the voices of the marginalized, to shed light on injustice, and to advocate for social change. I worked on projects that focused on raising awareness for human rights causes, collaborating with non-profits and organizations dedicated to making a difference. However, the scars of my past were never far from my thoughts. While my professional life offered a semblance of normalcy, the fight for justice and accountability in Venezuela remained close to my heart. In my spare time, I continued my activism, leveraging social media platforms to raise awareness, share stories, and rally support for the oppressed. During these years, I also embarked on a personal journey of self-discovery and healing. Therapy and counseling became vital components of my recovery process, helping me confront the deep-rooted trauma that lingered within me. Through mindfulness practices, meditation, and engaging in self-care rituals, I gradually learned to rebuild my shattered sense of self and find moments of peace amidst the chaos. The road to healing was far from linear. There were setbacks, moments of crippling doubt, and nights when the nightmares threatened to engulf me once more. But through it all, I remained steadfast in my determination to rise above my past, to not allow the darkness to define my future.
Did you like this video? Please like and subscribe for more videos like this.